Hello, guys. This is ArchieLuxury. I'm the method actor who plays Paul Pluta today, guys. I'm coming to you live. I've woken up early. I got an urgent text message from the Thorpe, Paul Thorpe, and he said, Archie, I want to talk to you on air. So I'm just waiting for this geezer to get ready, and then I'm gonna look, guys. The video I made has had huge views. It's had a lot of views. And I got to be totally honest with you. The big concern I've got is I don't think Paul Thorpe is going to ask the heavy hitting questions. I'm sorry, okay? I'm really sorry. I don't believe he's going to ask the heavy hitting journalistic questions that need to ask. It's the community. The community has spoken and they are not happy. I can tell you this now. There is an angry sentiment in the community. And I would just want to make sure, that Paul, here we go. Here he's coming to you live now. Mr. Thorpe, welcome to the program. Thank you. I'm honored to have you here, sir.
I don't know what you're on about, Paul. I'm just Paul.
It's Paul Thorpe. It's welcome, watch people. I've been welcome, watch people. You know who I feel like? I feel like I am interviewing Frost. You remember that Frost interviewed Nixon? Remember that?
Well, you might, because you're probably older than me, Paul. I don't remember it. No, I know what you mean.
You know Frost. Frost. You know Frost. He interviewed Nixon. Tricky Dicky.
Yeah.
Tricky Dicky. Remember Tricky Dicky said, if the president does it, it's not illegal.
Yeah. Words to that effect. You know, Paul, I've had to get dressed. You know, I've had to get dressed for you, Paul.
Hey, I had a quick shave, and I got to Paul, I want to tell you this now. I love you. You're a nice man. I really like you, but I'm going to say things in this interview that you may not appreciate. But
Paul, say whatever you want, mate. I ain't bothered.
I don't think you're going to be tough. I don't think you're going to be nasty. I don't think you're going to ask the hard questions because you're a bit soft. You've gotten soft in your old age. I'm telling you the truth. I don't think you're going to be asking the heavy-hitting questions.
Paul, look, listen, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Everyone's going to have to wait and see. The one thing I will say, and I'm going to say the same to you, Paul, I'm going to say some things tonight that you might not like. But at least I'll give you the credit of having the brass balls to say it to my face, unlike some of your sinister followers. And you do, Paul, have some sinister followers. Fact.
Oh, well, that's not me. I'm not the sinister person.
No, I'm just telling you now for a fact.
Yeah,
right?
No,
as far as I'm
I agree.
concerned.
I got some weirdos. Hey,
because when I look, listen, Paul. No, you listen to me for a minute. When I look at your comments or the comments in some of your videos, sometimes, as soon as someone out there refers to me as Thorpe, I know I'm dealing with a loser. Okay, my name is Paul Thorpe. Mr. Thorpe, whatever you want to call me. You can call me a prick if you wish. Okay. Yeah. But if you're going to call me that, do it to my face. If any of your viewers that have been saying stuff around me just lately want to come on my channel, get in touch with you. You're their pontiff. Put those boys in touch with you. I will take every single one of them on in a live stream with me. They can all come on my live stream.
100%.
Let me just get this here.
Eddie Vassallo, £10. Thank you very much. I love the Great British Pound. Jesus, a dream team, the two Pauls. You betcha. Paul, let me just say this to you, okay? Please, when you were talking to Anthony, can you please find out whose line it was? We had the video that came out. It was Marco's idea. Then Anthony comes out and says, I've stuffed up. I've faked up. I've done it wrong. I don't know what is true and what is false. The other thing is, I got to tell you, I watched your videos. You were very careful. You never came out. When you saw this thing happen, I could actually see your dealer head thinking. You were saying to yourself, this guy can't be that stupid to play with his credibility. Tell me this is a joke. You were just saying, you just could not believe the stupidity of it.
Paul, it's not necessarily my dealer's head. It's my life experience head. I'm not a young man anymore. I'm 60 years old. You know, I've seen a lot of...
That's not old.
Yeah, no, but I've had a lot of life experience.
Yes, several Ferraris. You've had a great life, Paul. Race horses, Ferraris, Range Rovers. My God.
I'm still just an ordinary guy. Okay, and the thing is that I've had a lot of life experiences, and my life experience told me the morning that I woke up and read that and saw that, my gut instinct, and I said it before and I'll say it again, and if people want to think this is defending Anthony, let them think what they like, because the only way that I can prove my credibility to people is by telling the truth. If they don't like the goddamn truth, then it's tough luck. But the truth of the matter is, hold on, Paul, hold on. The truth of the matter is that I said in that video that I didn't see a cheap scammer in those eyes. Now, I stick by that. I still don't see a cheap scammer. I see a man that's made a lot of mistakes. And the questions that I'm going to ask will be for everyone to hear and see on Saturday evening. If I satisfy the people or not, that's all part of the fun. That's all part of the show. They got to wait and see the questions that I'm going to ask him. But anyone that doubts me,
Paul, the problem I've got is that he was besties with you. He never really liked me. I never liked him. I got to be completely honest with you. I really can't stand the guy. Okay, with his flexing and all this bullshit. Yeah, I'm a different generation. You know, that's just it's just so. The problem is, you were besties with him. How can you really ask the hard-hitting questions? That's what my concern is. The community is angry. Do you understand the anger out there?
Paul, let me give you an example. Let me ask you a question. Let me turn that around.
Sure.
You're a father just like me.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Our kids sometimes make a mistake.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started on that. With my eldest two, I've had nothing but trouble.
Listen, you know,
but what do I do?
You know, well, Paul, this is the thing. This is my point. You can love someone.
Yes.
And if they mess up, do you tell them? Do you pat them on the back and say, "Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter"? Or do you kick them up the backside and say, "This is what you done wrong. This is how you went wrong, and this is how you should put it right"? Which is the best father?
Look, I think, you know, I mean, the problem is my kids are 25 and 28. You can't keep screaming at them like they're 15. I say, look, mate, I'm not going to lose my temper with you, but what you've done is bloody stupid. If you keep doing this, you're going to end up, you know, the troubles, Mike, believe you me. My kids make we both had disaster. It's the thing is this: kids are a work in progress, and I've got it. Someone said to me, very important thing. This is a guy who treats cancer patients. He said to me, Paul, you should be thankful he's alive. And I thought about it. He said, you know, he said, just remember, he could be dead, and then you can't change anything. You can always write a new chapter when you are alive.
Yeah, Paul, look, my point that I'm trying to get to here is that, look, you know, when you say me and Anthony are besties, that's an exaggeration. We're internet YouTube buddies. We're not besties.
Yeah.
You know, I have one bestie and I've known him for 47 years. Okay, so, but we're associates, we're friends in inverted commas. But because we're friends, the point that I'm making is just because we're friends, people that think that I'm not capable of giving it to him straight just don't know me. Because I've been used to giving it to people who I love.
Yes.
I've been used to giving it straight to people that I love for years.
Can you honestly get through to that massive ego he's got? Between you and me, friendship aside, the guy has got an ego like a 747. He's so far up himself, it's not funny. Marketing, the only good thing about this thing is he doesn't use the word marketing genius every 30 seconds.
Sure. But you could possibly, playing devil's advocate, Paul, you could lay that accusation at the door of most successful TV stars, film stars, YouTube stars. Unfortunately, that type of persona, and we saw it. Look, Paul, before all this blew up, Anthony's channel was reaching unknown heights for a watch YouTuber in a very short space of time. Both you and I would have loved to have had a fraction of his views.
Just quickly, their investment watches $5. TPG made a stupid stunt. I am sure he didn't do it to hurt anyone. Give him a chance to redeem himself. Showcase watches £5. Guys, I love donations, super chats in Great British pounds. It's one of my favorite currencies of all time. Showcase watches £5. British guys don't pull punches. We call BS when we hear BS. I think Brits just handle things differently and less dramatically. Brits shoot first. And Eddie Lasso, £10. Only Arch has been the YouTuber that has been properly critical of all this mess. Enough said. I love you too, Mr. Thorpe, but please don't defend this guy. There you look at it. They're coming out and telling you this. Let me say this to you,
Eddie.
You know why I discovered the scam? He sent this sexy lady in to email me. You know how many sexy ladies I get contacting me on email? I can tell you how many. Okay. That's how I discovered Anthony's scam. The only time attractive ladies that talk to me ask me, do I want fries with that as I'm driving through the drive-through? And the towel girl at the massage place, I go, that is it. There are no attractive women contact me ever. I didn't believe my own bullshit. I knew it was a scam. And I've got to tell you, he used me. He used me. He was gonna sponsor the whole fridge. I was excited to get one big ad in there. And he just used me.
I know it's early.
Yeah.
I know it's early. Calm down. Calm down.
He used me, Paul. He used me.
Paul, listen, I can't comment on that because I've got to be honest with you. I don't know anything about your fridge. I don't know anything about your personal. I mean, Eddie, I want to go back to Eddie's comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie, Paul, Archie, whatever you want to call him, he's critical of everyone. Paul, you slag everyone off. So you're like a stop clock. You're bound to get it right once in a while. Now, listen, at the end of the day, Eddie, I'm not going to defend this guy. I'm going to give it to him and to you and to my viewers straight from the hip as I see it from me as an individual. There'll be no BS. There'll be no softballs. There'll be no deliberate attempts to try and execute the guy publicly. It will be as I see it. I've spent 3 days writing a script. It comes to about 14 pages. I need to cut that down to about 4 pages. Otherwise, we'll be there for 2 days.
Well, that's easy. You just watch my video. There's 5 key questions you need to ask him.
I've seen your video, Paul. Of course, I've seen it now. It was on one of my lists
jokes
of
aside,
must-watch.
is that wrong? Jokes aside, are the 5 points wrong? I'm talking about the charity. What happened to this mythical charity? He was going to donate the watches to charity.
Paul, wait and see.
The raise, the $2,000 raise. What's happened to that money? I've had people contact me, want their money back. What do I say to them?
Paul, hey, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up, Paul. I'm glad you brought that up. We need to discuss this.
Yeah.
Something about that. I have been contacted, and you need to listen to me now and understand what I'm saying, and listen to what I'm saying, and then come back to me.
Sure.
In the last week or so, I've been contacted by approximately 6 to 8 people claiming that Anthony owes them money.
Yes.
I've contacted every single one of them back, or have attempted to make contact with every single one of them back.
Yep.
Only one has sent me any evidence. One. The rest, as soon as I said to them, give me some evidence, show me something that I can take to Mr. Farah and say, Anthony, where's this guy's money?
Yeah.
One person, Paul, has come back to me with evidence. Okay, I haven't finished. One person come to me and said, I've got no problem. Anthony gave me my money back. Now, I work on evidence, Paul. I work on facts. I don't work on people that write messages in comment sections below, right? And they say something like, and I've experienced it this week myself, Paul, right? I've experienced one person asking me for help. I reply to them, offering my help. They delete the reply and then say, Paul's not answering me.
Okay. But
Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. Somebody appeals to my help. I answer the question. I answer their comment. Well, yes, I'm here to help you. They then delete that comment and say I haven't replied.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I've never made any videos about people who are claiming they're owed money because I haven't checked the facts. You've always got to check your facts because these guys will wind you up. It's called a good old wind up. But one thing I will tell you that is not a wind up is the fact that he said he was going to give these watches for charity. They were going to go, this is the Oyster Perpetuals, a beautiful selection of Oyster Perpetuals. What the hell is going on with that? This charity has disappeared. Okay, so I deal in the facts. Let's not deal with the afterlife. What the hell has happened to this charity? Because I tell you this now, Paul, you've done a lot for charities. I've seen you, right? You're a bit of a rough geezer, but I almost vomit when I've seen your charity work you did with your watch fairs. I honestly think you're actually a decent sort of guy. What the hell has happened to Anthony's charity work? Don't open your mouth. You don't go there and say, I'm going to give them $10,000. Just do it quietly. You don't go out there and then you change the deal. That's what. Don't open your mouth. I personally can't afford to give to charity. You want to know the truth? I can't afford to give to charity. Okay? What I do is I give. When I'm on tour, I will give shampoos and soaps away to people. I will give free breakfasts away to help people in the street. But I cannot afford to give an oyster. I can't afford to take my Milgauss off my wrist and say, hey, I want to give this away. I can't afford that, Paul. I'm still paying this off. But I don't pretend. And I want to ask you this. Let's deal in the facts. The other fact is, what about this investor? He said as soon as he gets money in, he wants to buy another Lamborghini. We're buying a Lamborghini. As soon as we get the investor in, we're buying a Lamborghini. Is that the way you conduct yourself when you've got a fledgling business? Is that
Paul,
the way?
Right now, tonight, it's Thursday night. My interview with Anthony takes place in less than 48 hours.
Okay.
You're going to have to excuse me for keeping my powder dry. Okay. You know, you can rant and say and ask any questions you like, Paul, but what you're not going to get from me tonight is a reveal of what I'm going to be saying on Saturday night, because I just
hope you can see how the community feels. The community, the spirit has been broken. There has been a trust that has been misplaced. This is worse than British Leyland. You remember British Leyland now, don't you? This is worse than British Leyland. This is bigger lies than British Leyland. They put their faith into it and they got a piece of shit. You know, it's like those Rover 3500s they got.
Do you know what, Paul? Do you know something? I'm going to tell you a little story now. Okay, this is quite an interesting little fact.
Sure.
There are a lot of people that do things in life that affect others.
Yes.
And some people get away with it more than others.
Yes.
And some people are never called out for what they do. Let me tell you a little story about Gerald Ratner. You remember Gerald Ratner?
Yeah.
You remember him? Gerald Ratner? The guy that owned Ratner's Jewelers in the UK and right across the United States. I think it was called Signet or something in the United States. The guy made a joke about his jewelry that he sold being crap. It was a joke. It was an after dinner speech. And a journalist. Do you remember this story?
Yes, it's a disaster.
Gerald Ratner, the jeweler. Anyone that wants to Google it, I do an interview with him. He's coming up on the channel soon.
Yeah.
The guy lost £150 million overnight, all because he jokingly said, the jewelry that I sell is crap. Joking. It was a joke. Yeah. Now, the journalist that thought he was going to be a hero and picked that story up and run it in the news of the in the Daily Mirror the next day. Thought he was clever. Thought he was getting at Gerald Ratner, the millionaire. 27,000 people lost their jobs because of that journalist.
Yeah. Wow. It's a number of factors. The journalist, he's just doing his job.
I don't agree,
right?
Paul. It's not his job. It's not his job to pick up a joke and turn it into a sinister headline.
But it's like a barrister. If you've done a crime, you get a barrister. The barrister, it's irrelevant whether he thinks you're guilty or innocent. Your barrister argues your point.
Paul, the Red Top's media is the judge, jury, and executioner. If the Red Top says that you are guilty, the people believe you're guilty. And we're going back to a period when the newspaper, The Sun in the UK, had a daily distribution of about 27 million.
Yes.
When there was a population of 50 million, that's around 50% of the people were reading and believing what this journalist said.
Yeah.
Now,
I still like News of the World. I'm a News of the World man.
Well, they scrapped that years ago. That's long gone.
They moved over. They moved over to the Daily Mail. That's where they went. That's
Paul,
Murdoch.
the point I'm
Your
making
mate Murdoch.
The point I'm making
he's from here. He's from our country.
He's Australia. From one mistake cost this man 150 million pound overnight, and a journalist made sure basically that 27,000 people lost their jobs. So ultimately, everyone has to be responsible for what they say. And on Saturday, Anthony will get the chance to have his say. I'll get the chance to have my say, and then it's down to the public to decide.
Just very quickly, watch Cardinal, $5. Let's give Paul Thorpe the respect he deserves. We cannot judge before the interview happens. Paul has been around dealers. He will read through bullshit. Good point. Batch Guitar, €5. Paul Thorpe, you're a stand-up gentleman, a dying breed. Arch, you're a legend. Thank you. And we've got here, $5. Paul T, could you tell him to respect Archie as a human being, though they do not like to have him. They have used and abused me. I've been the butt of their joke, and I don't understand those guys. They've been very savage to me. Watchers 24, $5. Welcome, Paul Thorpe. What are you doing to prepare for the interview? Are you listening to the soundtrack of Rocky yet?
Listen, do you know something? A lot of people have said to me, Paul, your reputation's on the line, etc., etc. Do you know what? Listen, I think people need to just sit back and realise what this is. This is me, a former watch dealer. The only reason that I feel that I'm well placed to do this interview, A, I know Anthony. B, I hope that I've got his trust to some degree and the respect that he knows I'm not going to deliberately lie or stitch him up. I'm not going to lie about the guy. Either way, I'm not going to lie to make him sound good. I'm not going to lie to make him sound bad. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to ask the questions that everyone I feel wants answered. But I'm also a former watch dealer, so it wasn't just the community itself, our community, the circle of non-watch dealers that affected. It was the dealers as well.
Do you know the actions of this fool have had repercussions all around the world? The consignment model in business has collapsed. Okay, I had 2 dealers in Australia contacted me. These are big dealers. We're talking massive dealers. This is grey market dealers. People are not going to give consignment. Gentlemen's Hangout, $2. I wish I could check AC3's blood pressure. Thank you. I've got tablets for that. Don't worry about that. I have got tablets. It's all okay here. We're here with friends. Paul's a good guy there. Silly Boy, €2. Summons the sucker horn, and we've got Showcase Watches, $5. I'm still saying this is a storm in a teacup, but it's good for ratings. TPG really aren't that important to anyone other than themselves. And JBJB, €22. We love euros as well. Thanks, both of you, for all that you do for the community. I've got to tell you, he has devastated the community. The community cannot recover from this easily.
Are you talking about the dealing community or the general watch buying community? Yes, because
people won't give consignment. I mean, what a stunt. He pulled his social media. He scratched out the name.
Paul, look, I would say this. I think that, and this is just me thinking out loud now.
Yeah.
This is not planned. I'm just thinking out loud. I very much doubt that Anthony and his team woke up one morning and thought, you know what we're going to do today? We are going to go to work. We're going to come up with an idea and we're going to ruin our business. We're going to ruin our reputation and ruin our YouTube channel. I very much doubt that that was the idea when they went in that morning. But here's the thing. When you say, have they ruined the watch dealing industry? Sorry, what did you say? You didn't say ruined. What did you say?
He's ruined the consignment market. No one will give consignment stock. They don't trust anyone. It's the trust.
That is 100% true, what you said there. There has been damage to the consignment part of the business. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Watch dealers are a resilient bunch. They will get over it. They're not going to be overly concerned. They were the ones I spoke to, the first few days, people were, watch dealers across the world were contacting me saying, Paul, you know this guy, what the hell is he up to? And the honest answer was I didn't have a clue. And when I found out what was going on, I thought it was embarrassing.
Tell me this, what's Roman doing? Roman hasn't said a damn thing. What's happened with Roman? You're mates with Roman. What's happened to Eric? And that other fat guy, geez, Nico's put on weight. You know Nico Leonard? Geez, he's ballooned. What's he eating? Man, he wants to copy my shtick. You don't have to copy what I eat.
By the way, Paul, listen, I'm going to call you out on something here. When we was on the live stream the other week, you were very nice to Nico until he went off screen, and then you had a real pop at him. You should have said it to his face.
No, I was being nice to him. Then he jumped off. It was his ending cut. He didn't give me a right of reply. I was just being nice. And then he cut me off and said that da-da-da-da-da. And I just, I tell you this now. He's a slimy son of a bitch. I tell you that now. He is somebody, he stole my shtick. Just be original. One thing about you, Paul, I may not like you at times, but you're bloody original. You didn't copy someone else's stick. You do your own thing.
Paul, listen, if you want to slag Nico off, that's your prerogative. But two things, don't expect me to join in and say it to his face. Don't tell me, because I'm not Nico. Is that fair?
Well, the good thing with Nico is I think he's got a bit of a problem with his license, so he's not going to be driving by to see you or me anyhow, so don't worry too much, okay? The thing is, what the hell happened to Eric? He has been devastated. Roman, you know, Roman had so many, I'm not going to even mention it because I'm scared of copycat things happening, but Roman had so many bad things happen to him from this bloody idiot who's having a joke for charity.
I've spoken to Roman once, maybe twice since in the last couple of weeks, only once or twice, very briefly. Roman and I don't speak very much simply because, look, I don't deal anymore. So I have nothing to offer Roman. I'm not looking to buy anything from Roman. I don't look to sell anything to him. We speak occasionally because I think probably I class Roman as one of the senior guys. And I hope that he kind of feels that same way about me. So there are times when we converse.
I just feel so sorry for him. He's trying to turn his business into a $300 million concern, and he's got this idiot.
But Roman is a very resilient. I go back to what I said a minute ago. Yeah. Watch dealers in general are a very resilient bunch, Paul, because we get so much thrown at us from every direction. So with all due respect, this is something else this is something else that people need to understand and respect, Paul, is that when they put in these stupid snide comments about me, calling me Thorpe, saying that I'm not the guy that I pretend I am, come and prove it. There's a challenge for you. You reckon I'm not the guy that I make out to be? Any one of you out there,
these guys, here, Bursa, $2, Paul's opinion on tiny Cartier Panther for men. Okay, here we go. JD Jitty, $5. Archie not kissing ass like Marco and Tim. Now this is an interview. That's right. Those
they're not
guys
kissing. They're not kissing backside. They're just being polite.
Stuart D, $2. Why give TPG opening statement and control the interview?
He's not controlling the interview whatsoever. The thing is that an interview, any type of interview like this, where someone's career is on the line, and let's not beat about the bush here, Paul. His career is on the line when he speaks.
Oh, it doesn't matter. He can go and sell cups, he says. If it doesn't work here, I'm so brilliant. I'm a marketing genius. I can sell cups. Here, go sell these then.
But he doesn't want to sell cups, Paul. He wants to sell watches. So the career that Anthony wants is watch dealing. And
Muhammad Ali, £5. I have total respect for both. I love watching both of you, and you are both are a credit to the watch community. Thank you very much. Their community spirit there. We've got we've got some really good comments here. Joseph Zona, $5. Archie is wheeling and dealing. Oh, what a feeling. Asian women around the world are kneeling. I don't know about that. Emad Atia, $7. Archie is a good man despite his language, and he was bullied heavily by TPG and others on that stream. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I haven't
seen that, Paul. I haven't seen that, to be fair.
Showcase watches, £2. This is why James Bond was British. Cool and relaxed. Look at this here. We've got some good comments. Joe Black, $5. I will never buy a watch from any watch dealer who does business with TPG going forward. Ooh, nasty. Joe, comments.
Can I give you some advice? Can I just give Joe some advice there? Joe, it's always been a policy of mine. Love the watch that you're buying, not the dealer that you're buying it from, in the respect that if the right watch comes along and it's the right price, don't be too precious about who owns it. I bought watches from people that I seriously didn't like back in the day.
Yeah.
And I've turned watches away from people that I really did like. So it's all about you. You've got to be selfish. When it comes to buying and selling a watch, you have to be selfish. I was criticised the other night, Paul, on one of my videos for advising someone to flip a green dial Daytona. And people were saying, Paul, what are you doing? You know, this is against your philosophy. This is against the community's beliefs. That's all BS, Paul. The whole world's beliefs is to make a profit whenever they can, as long as it's honest. Okay.
100% right. Yankee Doodle, $2. 5 identical Paddocks. I've only got 4 now. I'm actually down to 4, and I'm staying at 4. I'm not selling any more off. That's it. I love my Paddocks. Showcase watches, £2. Be fair. TPG watched Wolf of Wall Street too much. There we go. Wolf of Wall Street. And £50. Thank you, sir. £50. We've got to get Eddie here. In my opinion, I'm embarrassed that people like Paul Thorpe and Roman Schaff I'm embarrassed that people like Paul Thorpe and Roman Sharif are pulled into this terrible vortex. These guys are beyond repute. I feel Paul is the right person to ask the questions and get to the bottom of this. Go get him. Look, Paul, don't let his trust down, please.
Eddie, Eddie, I'm going to try, my friend. Listen, Eddie, honestly, on behalf of everyone, again, I go back to what I said about Anthony earlier on. Do you think I'm going to get up Saturday morning and think, oh no, I'll do today, I'll make myself look a right idiot in front of the world? That's not the way I work, Paul. Nobody wakes up in the morning and thinks, I'm going to make a complete mess of it. I hope I'm going to do a good job.
I got to be honest with you. You know, I feel Anthony himself there. He's not the brightest tool in the shed, okay? And I honestly do think, I honestly hope he can have a comeback. I tell you honestly, I don't want to see him. He is very bravado, a lot of bravado in front. But I think he's deep down there,
Paul, he's brighter than you because he earns $100 million or whatever. I don't know. So he's brighter than me and you.
We don't really know the figures yet, but look, I think honestly, Paul I tell you honestly, Paul, I think with Anthony, you got to work out what you want in life. Look, sorry, you're right. He got the views. He got the views. Yes, he did. He's brighter than us. Yes, of course. But let me say this. Some of the things he's done are cringeworthy. They're really cringeworthy. There's also that guy called Logan Paul. I don't know if you remember the Logan Paul disaster. He went to a suicide place in Japan, where Japan has got a lot of social problems. That was just so distasteful. You could never come back. Now, I got to tell you this. What the hurdles that Anthony's involved with, you don't know what, really? They aren't that big. Okay, I mean, seriously, let's be completely honest. He's a young guy. I think he can come back.
I think the word you're looking for, Paul, is perspective. There is an element of
you got to remember too, Anthony he's got a kid. He's got one boy, I think. He's got one kid. Yes. So look, I mean, let's be honest there. I don't want to see him lose his livelihood. He's got to be able to provide. I mean, there's a lot of front with Anthony. Okay, there's a lot of front, the flexing and all this bullshit. But I think deep down there's probably a guy who's, I hope we can tap into that. Can you try and get him to do an interview with me, Paul? I really would like to, as part of his redemption package, we should get some interviews with me,
Paul, I'll be more than happy to ask him. But I don't swear live on channel, so
I don't. I don't swear either now. The Google, it's faking. It's all faking. I don't. You notice now? I don't swear. Very, very rarely. I might have to email
you the answer. Here's the thing. I want to make an appeal tonight to some of your viewers, Paul, because I'm going to go back because I know there's some real haters for me that watch your channel. My appeal to them would be this: if you don't like me,
don't watch.
Right. Well, not even that. Listen, I don't mind people having a go at me. I don't mind criticism. In fact, I actually welcome constructive criticism. Idiots I haven't got time for, and cowards I really can't stand. And
I got to tell you, Paul, you've always, one thing about me and Paul, you may hate me, you may hate Paul, we show our face. I'm not hiding behind an avatar. This is me, and that's Paul. And I got to tell you what, that's 100% right. A lot of these people here, I got to tell you honestly, a lot of these haters here, I don't particularly like them either. I want to get rid of them. I tell you honestly, anyone, if you don't like what you're watching, you don't like my sense of humor, you don't get the shtick, you know what? Why don't you watch something else? There's a lot of other good channels on YouTube. Don't watch my stuff. There's a lot of, if you hate our guts so much, there are people who have such hate that they're never going to be, you think, why would you waste your time watching it if you hate so much? Nelson Oliverier, $25. We need more live chats for both Pauls. Paul, I have honestly wanted to do so much work with you. I love your perspective. It's the time zone. The time zone is a bit hard. That's the problem. But
Paul, listen, I'll be straight with you. Listen, I watched you many years ago when you first hit YouTube.
Yeah.
Our personal issues between ourselves are fairly well documented.
Sure.
I don't forget, but I can forgive.
Yeah, you're a good guy. You're a good guy. I tell you the truth. I've spoken to you a number of times, and I got to tell you, honest, no bullshit. I actually like you, but I'm just worried you're going to be used by Anthony. I'm going to say that again. You're a bit malleable. You're not the tough, the fighter. A young geezer comes out. He's got a punch, and because everyone's trying to downtrodden him, right? By the way, don't ever forget this. In England, Victorian and Edwardian times, the gentleman used to walk around with a big stick, right? Like a cane, a beautiful cane. Do you know why they had the cane?
And there was a sword inside.
It's to belt the bloody grotters. The grotters who tried to rob them, they would pick it. They didn't have leg problems. It was so they could belt the shit out of any shit who tried to rob them. And I hope you go into this interview. I'm gonna wrap this up in a minute now, Paul.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, Paul, please just ask the hard questions. Don't go soft. And I got to tell you there, seriously, I honestly think maybe have a look at the Frost interviews, just to, Nixon and Frost, just to get a perspective. I got to say congratulations on landing the interview. I've been trying to get the interview myself. No reply. I got it. And also TPG's treatment of the handicap guy. They had this handicap guy, then they fired him. That was pretty lousy. And also, can you ask them for me? Marco apparently owes his ex-girlfriend a couple $1,000s. Can he just bloody pay her back? Okay.
Paul, one thing I will say there. This is a watch interview. It's about the watch business. Marco's personal private life with his previous partner is nothing to do with you, and it's nothing to do with me. Okay. I have no intentions of digging into either of these guys' personal life, because that is not relevant to the watch bit. Listen, it morally it might be. Morally,
fair point. No. Actually, Paul, I didn't look at it that way. I got to be honest with you. You know what? I think that could be a point there, Paul. Here we go. Ivan Jimenez, $3. Paul Thorpe, you're a gentleman. I need 2p, £2. Archie, TPG's treatment. We already said that one there. Guys, I got to wrap this up. I got to take the kids to school. I got to do important stuff. And then I got to do another interview. Guy, Eddie Van Lasso, £10. Paul and Paul, my favorite channel, period. I love Paul. He's a great guy. We got a good understanding. We had a misunderstanding. It's all Tony, $10. Huge fan of both Pauls. Really hope you shred the truth out of Anthony on Saturday. You're not going to get the truth from a narcissist by being nice. No one wants a soft core Q&A. I would tend to agree with. That's the last super chat for the day. Paul, I'm going to wrap it up. Please go in hard, but just give him some suggestions on how to fix it. Don't just go for the kicking him. Just give him some pointers on how to fix it up.
I look forward to watching your reaction next week, Paul.
Yeah. No, Paul, I appreciate the exclusive. Thank you so much. There we go. We've got Mr. Frost. Sorry, Mr. Thorpe here. Exclusive interview. And I will be back later on, guys. See you later. Just stay there, Paul. I'm just going to end the call there and